You ever sit back, look at your phone, and realize it's been days since anyone hit you up? No group chats buzzing. No weekend invites. Just silence. And weirdly enough, you're fine with it. Because deep down you like it that way. You like the quiet, the control, the peace. Sound familiar, gents? Then you might just be a Sigma male, part of that rare breed of men who walk alone not because they have to, but because they choose to. Welcome back to the Stoic Sigma male, where we break down the mindset of men who don't need validation to know their worth. Today, we're getting real, brutally real. We're talking about why Sigma males have no friends, and the deeper truth behind that solitude. Because it's not weakness. It's not weirdness. It's power. By the end of this video, you'll understand why walking alone doesn't mean being lonely. It means being unstoppable. So before we dive in, hit that subscribe button, gents. Join the tribe of men who build in silence and move with intention. Now, let's get into it. Number 1. You don't fit the mold, and that makes people nervous. You ever walk into a room and just feel like the odd one out? Everyone's chatting, vibing, performing their little social dance, and you're just standing there like, yo, why does all this feel fake? That's because Sigma males don't fit in. You weren't designed to. Most people run on herd energy, validation, approval, popularity. But you're tuned to a different frequency. You see, the world wants boxes. Extrovert, introvert, leader, follower. And Sigma males? You don't check any of them. You're confident but quiet. Social but selective. Independent but not arrogant. You confuse people, and what people don't understand, they label as weird or standoffish. But that's the secret. You're not weird. You're rare. And rarity makes the insecure uncomfortable. They can't mirror you. They can't predict you. So they distance themselves. That's fine. Because the more they pull away, the clearer your peace becomes. Number 2. You see through people instantly. Let's be honest, gents. You've got that sixth sense. Someone walks up, smiles a little too wide, flatters you a little too much, and instantly, you know, this one's hiding something. That's not paranoia. That's pattern recognition. Sigma males have been through enough betrayal and backstabbing to know when someone's energy is off. You've learned to read tone, body language, micro-expressions, all without even realizing it. So while everyone else is getting played by fake friends, you're already 5 steps ahead, analyzing motives like Sherlock Holmes in a hoodie. The downside? You stop trusting people easily. You keep conversations surface level. You smile, nod, play along, but deep down your guard never drops. And when people sense that, they back off. They say you're distant. But nah, you're discerning. It's not that Sigma males can't connect. It's that they refuse to connect with masks. Number 3. Small talk feels like a waste of oxygen. Let's paint the scene. You're at a party. Someone's talking about who's dating who, what went down on TikTok, or the latest gossip in the office. And you're just standing there like, is this really what we're doing with our limited time on Earth? Yeah, that's the Sigma curse. You crave depth, conversations that feed your mind, not drain your soul. You'd rather talk about purpose, legacy, self-control, or the psychology of success. But when you bring that up, people look at you like you just spoke alien. So you withdraw. Not because you hate people, but because you can't fake interest. You'd rather be alone with your thoughts than surrounded by noise. And that, my friend, instantly shrinks your social circle, but expands your peace tenfold. Because silence for a Sigma male isn't awkward. It's sacred. Number 4. You don't chase, you choose. Here's what really separates a Sigma from the pack. You never chase attention. You don't double text. You don't beg to be invited. You don't force connections that don't flow naturally. And that energy? It's magnetic. Because the truth is, most people chase. They crave attention, validation, approval. All day, every day. So when someone doesn't play that game, it throws them off. They'll call you cold, distant, hard to reach. But really, you're just self-sufficient. You know who you are. You know what you bring to the table. And if someone can't recognize that, you're not about to waste breath convincing them. So yeah, people drift. But that's okay, because when you stop chasing, you start attracting. You attract peace. You attract purpose. You attract the right people at the right time, without begging for it. That's Sigma energy, gents. Silent but undeniable. Number 5. Solitude is your power zone. Here's something most people can't comprehend. You actually enjoy being alone. For the average guy, silence is torture. For the Sigma male, it's therapy. When the world gets loud, you retreat into your space, gym, headphones, journal, or late-night drive. That's your sanctuary. You reflect. You strategize. You reset. People mistake that for isolation. But nah, you're not running from people. You're running toward clarity. It's like recharging your internal battery. Because being around too many people, that drains your energy fast. And when you come back out of that solitude, you're sharper, calmer, and more dangerous in the best way. Alone time doesn't make you lonely. It makes you legendary. Number 6. You outgrow people quickly. You ever reconnect with an old friend and realize you've outgrown the entire dynamic? They're still complaining about the same stuff. Still blaming everyone else. Still waiting for motivation instead of moving with discipline. And you? You're already 5 versions ahead. That's the Sigma paradox. You evolve so fast that people can't keep up. And instead of celebrating your growth, they get defensive. They'll say, you've changed. And you'll be like, yeah, that was the point. See, most people want you to grow, but never pass them. Once you start rising above the level they're comfortable with, they pull away. That's fine. Let them. Because Sigma males don't slow down to make others comfortable. You'd rather walk alone at your pace than walk with a crowd going nowhere. Growth costs people, but stagnation costs your soul. And a Sigma always chooses soul over society. Number 7. Independence looks suspicious to the weak. Here's the thing. In a world addicted to attention, independence looks like rebellion. People can't process how you can be content without posting every move, without approval, without validation. You're out here minding your business, staying mysterious, focused on your grind. And it drives people nuts. They start projecting. He's arrogant. He thinks he's better. He's antisocial. Nah, bro. You're just self-sufficient. You've learned that relying on others for happiness is a trap. You've built a fortress around your mindset. And that makes people insecure because your peace exposes their chaos. So they keep their distance. Which is funny because that's exactly how you like it. Number 8. You protect your peace like it's sacred. Once you've tasted peace, you don't ever want to lose it again. You've seen what chaos does. Toxic people, energy vampires, fake friends who drain more than they give. So now, you guard your energy like it's your last drop of water in a desert. You don't argue to prove a point. You don't explain your boundaries. You don't chase closure. You just disappear quietly and let silence do the talking. People think you're cold. But the truth is, you've just learned emotional minimalism. You only invest in what pays your soul back. So yeah, your circle got smaller. But your peace? Priceless. That's not loneliness. That's luxury. Number 9. You're the therapist friend. Until you're drained. You ever notice that everyone comes to you for advice, but when you need someone, it's crickets? Yeah, that's the Sigma experience in a nutshell. You've got that calm energy, that wisdom, that ability to listen and give solid advice. So people flock to you when they're falling apart. But when you finally take a step back, they call you selfish. You're not selfish. You're spent. You can't pour from an empty cup, bro. And you've realized that most people don't want advice. They want attention. They don't want to fix their problems. They want to complain about them. Sigma males? We don't have time for that loop. So you pull back. And once again, you find yourself alone. But this time, by choice. Number 10. You were never meant to blend in. Here's the truth, gents. You were never supposed to be one of the crowd. You were built to stand apart, to walk your own path, to move quietly, build privately, and speak rarely, but powerfully. Sigma males don't blend in because they're designed to lead silently, to inspire, not impress. You're not here to be popular. You're here to be powerful. And the more you accept that, the freer you become. Because let's be real, loneliness is only painful when you haven't discovered your purpose. Once you do, solitude becomes strategy. You're not friendless. You're focused. And the world doesn't understand that kind of focus until it sees the results. By then, it's too late. You're already too far ahead. So, yeah, gents. Sigma males might not have a lot of friends, but they've got something better: clarity. They don't need fake validation or endless noise. They've built their peace from the inside out. And that's what makes them unstoppable. Because when you stop chasing people, you start attracting purpose. When you stop seeking attention, you start commanding respect. And when you learn to walk alone, you realize you were never truly alone. You were just surrounded by the wrong crowd. So if this message hit home, do yourself a favor. Hit that like, subscribe, and join the movement. We're not building followers here. We're building men of discipline, depth, and direction. And, as always, having said that, stay sharp, stay silent, stay Sigma.